Hi, my name is Israel Bagasham. I'm an application scientist here at LI-COR. And today in this video, we're going to show how to install a pump assembly in the LI-850 or LI-830 gas analyzers. We will use the LI-850 as our example, but the process will be similar for the LI-830 as well. You will need a Phillips screwdriver and clipper or cutter for the tubing cutting that we need to do. And the pump upgrade kit or the pump assembly kit is part number 800-910, and essentially it contains the instructions we will follow today, and the pump assembly, and pre-cut tubing, and a couple of screws that we will use. The first step before installing the pump is to power down the analyzer, remove power, and if it's been warmed up and running for several minutes, you want to let it cool down because the instrument operates at 51 C degrees, so you want to let it cool down before you start taking it apart. After you've cooled it down, you can loosen up the 6 screws that hold the cover in place and gently remove the cover. If you have the display, you want to be careful as you remove the cover because there's a ribbon cable attached to that cover that is attached to the main board here. So we're just going to gently remove that cable and set the cover aside. So you want to just rock it back and forth until it's out of the lock. And so we can now start on the installation of the pump. We will follow the instructions here, and the first step after removing the cover and disconnecting it is to cut the tubing here so that we make a connection for the pump. So this tubing, if you notice, there's 2 similar tubings. This is the inlet for the gas analyzer, so the air goes through this tubing through this inlet, through this optical bench, and out the detector side into the exhaust. So we're going to cut after the optical bench, the tubing coming out of the detector. So we're going to cut around here, and so we're going to try to do a vertical cut like this. So once we've done that, the next step will be to remove the main board, actually just the 2 screws that are holding the main board to the case, these 2 screws. So once you've removed the 2 screws, put them aside. We're going to use them later. I guess I should mention as safety, anytime you're working with electronics, you want to make sure you're working on a grounded surface and you're also grounded so that you don't have any electrostatic discharge that could cause the electronics and the circuit boards here. Once you remove those 2 screws, the next step will be to install the pump assembly. And there's a ribbon cable that will carry the signal and the control signals back and forth between the main board and the pump assembly board. And that ribbon cable is going to connect to this connector on the main board here. It's labeled on the board as pump PCA, so that's where that connector will go. So first we'll put this in place, and then we will use the 2 screws from before and the 2 screws from the pump assembly kit to screw everything down, and then we'll connect the ribbon cable. So when you connect the pump assembly, when you put it in place, you want to use the grooves here to kind of line things up, and watch out for the ribbon cable, the display ribbon cable if you have a display, and the tubing around. So just line those up and carefully place it down. See, this is going to catch. All right, so we are in place. We need a slight adjustment so that we can attach the screws once we're settled here. So we're going to use the 2 screws from before and the 2 screws that come with the pump assembly kit. So once we've installed the 4 screws, so both the main board and the pump assembly are attached to the case, the next step will be to plug in this ribbon cable. This ribbon cable has a key that mates with the connector on the board. So we need to align those and plug that in. So you may want to remove the tubing out of the way to get this done. Just kind of push it to the side. And make sure that ribbon cable is snug and in there. After we've done that, the next two steps will be connecting tubes. So there are 2 tubing connections that we need to make. Remember, we cut this tubing here, and so we need to connect the exhaust to exhaust from the pump, and that's simply this quick connect. Push it in, pull out to make sure that it's caught on that quick connect. And the second is this detector tubing that needs to go into this. Again, pull it out a little bit just to make sure that you have that in there. And so the installation is almost complete. We just need to put back the case and attach the cover and attach the ribbon cable for the display. But the pump assembly is installed and ready to use. That's the end of this video. So if you have further questions or if you need other resources, you can always go to our website, or you can contact us or contact our distribution partners in your local area.